Good evening again. Well, we've got a major challenge overcome. Right, I'll show you what I've been doing and see what you think. But I've got the piston and liner done, which I'll be honest, I didn't think I was going to be able to do. Anyway, it's a little bit out, this is. I don't know if you can see that. But remember, that's the end of the liner, so we're about one turn, which isn't too bad, to be honest. Now what it is, I'll just show you this because I've had to, because of my lack of measuring equipment, I didn't think, I had to work out a way, of doing that. Anyway, look, we've got the piston done on the liner, see? And it's not a bad fit, look, and it works. So I'm pretty chuffed with that actually. Right, so I had about a day, been about 3 days actually since all told. But what I did, I haven't got any V blocks. So what I did, I had a small piece of this angle aluminium. And I drilled a hole in it there and screwed it to that. Then I put a cable tie around it to hold it so the brass rod can turn around, so we could have got it true. Now, one of the problems is at the start, as you saw, that's slightly out. Well, what we can do is that is screwed on there. I've drilled and tapped both ways, and one of those cap screws, well, the ends are cut off actually, it's plenty long enough, and I've screwed it in both ways, so that's fast on there now. So that's done that. That's how I did that, and that in its own was a challenge because I was short of length here. But I did find, I went through my box of drills there, all my assortment drills, and I found a small centre drill that using a lathe. So using it on high speed, I put it up and I've got it fairly accurate. It's not totally accurate, but the thing is, when I find out now I've got it finished, because I've only just, only finished it an hour ago or so. What I can do, as I say, is put it on and you saw where it is. So if I get the high point, and then just file a tiny piece off there, take it off, file that and put it back on and tighten it up, it will make it better. But it's near enough as it is. It just means that is going, at an angle, for argument's sake. For argument's sake, if it's like that, it meant the rod would travel crossway, but it's not very much. But I also, you can probably see a nut and bolt through there. So what I did was, because normally you have a magnetic mount, you clamp it on, on a surface plate, and it holds it steady. Well, I've had to come up with that as well. So I've got a nut and bolt and put on there, so I can take that off. And using this soldering, it's for holding soldering things. It holds the clock fairly steady. Also, to mark that out, and to get it fairly true, which I have, I made a scriber there. I just made that out screw and put in the other end, and holding that on here and bluing it, I found I could turn that and get a line. The only problem is when I turn this, I might be able to show you actually. I might be able to do. I've just got to move the clock. But that brass rod is not true. That's the problem. Let me just put that on there and just see if we can reposition this. As I say, it's still a bit of a dodgy setup, to be honest. It really is. But so if I put that on there and tighten that up, like I said, the whole thing moves about, and in fact that's come slightly loose, hasn't it now? We just have to tighten that up again. It's all a bit of a dodgy operation actually. However, well, today I've done the piston, and you know what I started out with, you saw that, and I'll be honest, I've actually given up twice. I thought, oh, it's got to be too much, I'm not going to get it done. Anyway, we have, that's the main thing. So you see, this is not solid enough, but it's solid enough just to show you. So we'll just whiz this off again and just show you the clock, which I'm sure you can see. And I've turned that round and it's not on, or it's sticking. One of the two. What's moving? Oh, that one. Right, sorry about that. I'll keep it going, but I'm just going to have to, you see the problems. You know, I'm showing you this as well because it just shows you the problems, because in certain places it's tight and in others it's not. I can't really get that much tighter. So let's see if we can put this on without the camera in my hand. There we are. Right, it should stay still enough just to show you this. Right, look at the clock. Now that shaft is running in the angle and it should be true. But if you can see, the clock is actually moving for about 6 thou. So that means that shaft is out around 6 thou. Well, that's, you know, on a shaft like that, it's actually quite a lot, you see. So that's what we're fighting against. Anyway, we've done it, as I say, and you've seen that. It was, as I say, it's taken me all day to do this, absolutely all day. And so what I did, I just kept putting it on the, you know, partly on the belt sander and filing it and coming back and doing it again. And somewhere, what I did, I've got another piece, can't see it now, but anyway, there, look, there's, look, you can actually see the piston going in and out, and look, it's nearly good enough fit it holds itself. So that's, I've got a tiny bit of oil in, you know, so that's plenty good enough, that is. As I say, I'm a bit dead chuffed with that actually. And it's, if I put that down, just wipe it, I'll just see if I can show you how round we've got it. I haven't even checked it myself yet. I've been measuring it all day. Oh, the other bit of parts here. Right, I'm sure you can see that end. What I did, I just put it on the belt sander and the grinder, and I ground a sharp bit on that end. And the piston, I started at the top, which has still got a slight chamfer on, and that little bit there, you should be able to see, that bit there, that little mark, you know, in the casting. Well, of course I can cut that off. So we've got plenty of piston. In fact, it's just about the right length. Anyway, so what I did it that way first, tapered, until it just went in there. And then working my way down this way, I kept doing that until it just went in tight, and then using some fine emery in the vise, I put it in there so it was tight, turned it round, and it marks the high spots, right? So I just kept sanding the high spots off with a bit of emery like that on here, a bit of fine emery. And we've got it done, as I say, and I actually, well, I went down at a rest, I do, you know, I don't work at it non-stop, but I actually went down and had a rest a couple of times, and I thought, and then after about half an hour I thought, well, I better have another go and see, because it was so much filing and sanding. You know, it really was. I've had quite a long session on it today, but we've got it done. That's the thing. We've got it done. So a day making the measuring equipment and sort of 2 days making this, let's say, by the time we're done. Got it all sanded out inside, so that is going to be good enough. As I say, you know, that's one of the difficult jobs over. The other one, of course, is the spool valve, but we'll get to that when we come to it. So now, oh, I was going to show you this, wasn't I? That's right. And I've not even, well, I've done it, but not really. Now, let's see. Let me come around the back of the camera and hold it there, so it should be in focus. And I don't know where you get to see it. Anyway, we're on naught there. I'm doing it in thous, and I'll read it to you. That's 1061. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. I'm behind the camera, and I know it's in focus, but I'll go that way as well. You might see it better there. And there, look. Well, that's 1057, 59, 59, 54, 56. That wasn't 58. It was because I hadn't worked this properly. 58. 58. That's why I don't like verniers. You know, if I had a 2-to-1 mic, I'd use that. 57. So you can see that for this job, 59 there. So for this job, it's within 3 or 4 thou. Plenty near enough, you know. I reckon that's not too bad. Because a piston, by the way, in a car engine, they are actually taper and oval for the thrusts. I mean, this won't have any thrust, you know, it's totally irrelevant. But a piston in a car engine is about 3 thou oval. I know we're not talking about American engines, which are a lot bigger pistons, aren't the V8s are? But we're talking about a, you know, 1500cc engine, something like that. And they're about 3 thou oval and taper, you know, so that, you know, I mean, look, it holds itself just on the suction of the oil. So that's not going to, that's, as I say, plenty good enough for this little job. And when I measured that bore, it was, I've got a bit of oil on it now, so it might not measure right, but it was actually very accurate, which is why I decided to make a piston. And I can show you that as well. You see, that's, I don't know if you know, I'll keep turning like that and just see, you should be able to see it. Anyway, that's 61. I'm in the wrong place now. Look, you see, it doesn't, depend how you pull it. I don't like these digital things. That's, well, if I let go of it, if I can get it square, we're going on, oh, it's 58, but it's 60. 60, 2, 3, 1, 60. They're all over the place. So, you know, I would say that that's just about spot on, to be honest. This tube is, it's 62, 61, 62, 61. It's just very, you see, it hardly varies. So that's very accurate. So that'll be the top. You know, where the piston runs, the bottom, of course, doesn't matter. So there we are. That's the updates for you so far. So the next bit is fitting the line to the cylinder, and I've explained that to you. So that'll be an interesting bit. You know, we can show you doing that, because that's going to be interesting. Because this was, well, it was boring in the extreme, to be honest. Filing and sanding all day has been pretty boring. Anyway, they are. I didn't know when we'd get another update, but we have. And there we are, look. There's the piston and cylinder, the liner, done. So that's it. Right, thanks a lot. I'll give you an update when we get a bit more done. You know, and as I say, next time you'll have a bit more to see.